Hope you're well. Couple quotes before I jump into a topic that I think is really important, particularly right now as we move through what I think is the next evolution of DEI work. The first quote is from Bob Marley. "The truth is an offense, but it's not a sin." The second one from one of my spiritual teachers: "Enlightenment begins with the acceptance of all realities." Now, in my book, Reconstructing Inclusion, Making DEI Accessible, Actionable, and Sustainable, I tell the story of Denise Smith, who in 2017 was the chief diversity officer or some equivalent at Apple. Denise was on a panel, I think it was in South America or in Chile, Colombia. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember exactly which one. And she told a story about the fact that there was diversity amongst 12 people that looked the same, that could even be white, blonde-haired men. She said this, and then she qualified it with, yes, I want this work to focus on everyone, and I also focus on allies and alliances, because those with power, those that can tell the story of those that are less represented, go a long way. Denise was absolutely right, but soon thereafter making this statement, she got a lot of backlash on social media, and she eventually quit. She'd been there over 20 years, so she had a lot invested in Apple. I'm sure Denise is doing great. And did this help DEI? No. And do a lot of the attacks when people legitimately, not in bad faith, but in good faith, push back on some of the predominant narratives of DEI? Does it serve us to continue to move in the direction that we're moving now, where anybody that pushes back gets dinged, sometimes in a way that can't be repaired? And that's problematic for me, and I think it's problematic for the field. So what do? I've always talked about how dissent is important. I even say that DEI practitioners should be beacons for dissent. We should welcome it. In fact, a good practitioner wants their theories to be disproven so that they can evolve. And so in our work every day, are we finding people in our organization that maybe will disprove some of the things that we're putting in place? Doesn't make them wrong. It just means that maybe we can tweak this a little bit more so we can make it more accessible to more folks, so we can make it actionable in a way that can then be sustained or aligned with organizational purpose. So ask yourself those questions when you move into the work, whether that's for the community that you represent or that you strongly ally, or for communities that you don't know a lot about. How can we make sure that we're having a robust conversation that doesn't leave people in the situation that Denise Smith was left in, accepts all the realities that are in front of us, the ones that agree, the ones that don't, the ones that are neutral? And also is the fact that if it's the truth, it's not a sin, it's an opportunity to move to the next level of understanding in our organizations. And quite honestly, I think that's the only way the work evolves. So I hope that was helpful. We have a newsletter coming out soon. I hope when you see it come out that you'll subscribe. And of course, subscribe to our Reconstructing Inclusion podcast. I'd love to be able to hear your feedback. Make it a great day. Peace.